become your successor?
I don't think so. I think I would have beaten Trump, could have beaten Trump, and I think that Kamala could have beaten Trump, would have beaten Trump. It wasn't about, I thought it was important to unify the party. And when the party was worried about whether or not I was going to be able to move, I thought, even though I thought I could win again, I thought it was better to unify the party. And it was the greatest honor in my life to be President of the United States, but I didn't want to be one who caused a party that wasn't unified to lose an election. And that's why I stepped aside, but I was confident she could win.
Sorry to inform you, Joe Biden, but you were quite literally the only one who thought that. I mean, your own cabinet ain't think that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not act like you ain't trying to throw no fit. You were trying to burn down everything you could on your way out. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised whatsoever. He's known for being a career liar. So for him to have this belief that he could have won, come on, dog. Really? And I mean, I gotta ask you guys, seriously. Could Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have actually beaten Donald Trump if they had stayed, if Joe Biden had stayed in the race? I think the truth might shock you. I don't think they could have. I'm just saying, bro, your approval ratings were crazy. And of course, I will give the Democrats credit for the brainwashing that they've done. I mean, because they made people believe that anything that Trump does or says, they just make it to be something negative. I mean, look at this.
If you hate President Trump, everything he does, you are going to filter for why it's evil at your own cost. No matter how much information, he hates all women. Half of his cabinet is women. He's against freedom for women. Well, how the fuck is this first appointment was a woman, right? So then it's funny to explain that. Well, she's not really a woman. She doesn't really value. To make it make sense, you have to continue to spin this story of what you think what women are, which is fascinating. So going back to the question, I just stay curious. If that's true, then why this? And if there's a lot of derangement, they'll have a story. It'll probably sound batshit crazy to somebody who's conscious and logical, but they'll have a story of why it makes sense. Because how we see something is more important to us than truth.
That is definitely a fact. That's why these Democrats have to take responsibility for the brainwashing that they've, created. I was once somebody who couldn't see past the TDS. I had the blinders on because these people brainwashed me to believe that Trump is something other than what he was. And then on top of that, Biden is trying to convince himself that Kamala Harris is competent to be the Democratic presidential nominee in 2028. Come on, bro. The delusion here. Oh my God, I feel like I just got hacked from a brain cell reading. I can't even talk. Now, this may be besides the point a bit, but aren't you tired of getting these spam calls and text messages? Do you even know why you get them? No worries, I'll explain. See, what's happening is these big tech companies do not do a good job of keeping our data safe. They aren't even trying, like literally. Recently, Ticketmaster was hacked and over 500 million users' data was put up for sale on the dark web. And the reason why they didn't inform you about that is because, according to them, this doesn't have a material impact on our business. So yeah, that stolen data includes full names, addresses, email addresses, and your credit card info, which basically makes them you. And in that scenario, you'll be happy for it to only lead to more spam calls instead of fraud. This is why I have to bring to your attention the sponsor of today's video, Aura.com. Aura alerts me when my data is breached, giving me fast fraud alerts and removes my info from data broker websites to cut down on the spam. Aura also offers transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus protection, parental controls, and identity theft insurance in one affordable app. So listen, if my info is ever compromised, I wouldn't even worry because I know Aura is always in the background keeping me safe all day. And this is why I can no longer allow you to not have yourself protected as well as your family. And in order to ensure that protection, head over to aura.com/kingdomreacts right now and get your first 2 weeks on us. And don't worry, I will have the link available in the description. Shout out to I Love American News because this is exactly how Biden's legacy is going to be remembered. Show of hands in the comment section if y'all agree. James Wood wrote, and I got to go ahead and get my narrator voice together. 4 years of sadness, fear, anger, and depression, living under an administration of corruption, mendacity, and moral turpitude. So glad he was thrown under the bus in the most ignominious fashion. For half a century, he was a pompous, do-nothing political hack. Good riddance. And of course, you know, people going, they showed, the people showed in the comment section where they stood with this. Stephen Miller said, but you had no problem dividing the country. Boom. Which makes me think about the whole ordeal with Obama and Trump chilling together, just laughing it up, having a good old time, you know, in the presence of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who was visibly upset by that. Makes me think of that because these guys sit here and throw out threat to democracy, all this other good stuff, fascists, whoop, 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 yada, yada. Just to, you know, sit next to him, I think is all out of fear. Sit next to him and sit there and cackle. You know, Democrats are really showing themselves. But as far as Joe Biden, dog, nah, bro. So what I said, unfortunately, I don't think the work is done yet. A few more days to destroy more of us. They mean Joe Biden, that is. Now he can take his share of Ukraine's cut and retire jailed to a life promise. Sad but true, somebody else said. Yeah. Now, under the initial video where Benny Johnson posted Joe Biden saying that he would have beat Trump, could have beat Trump, and Kamala couldn't have beat. Which, by the way, she had the chance and she didn't. What do you mean could have if she didn't? She didn't. Like, but Michael K posted this. If Joy was so confident, why did he pardon so many people, especially his own son? Why did Joy marry his children's babysitter? Really? That's true? That's true? Wait. 30 years of age, Joe Biden with his then 15-year-old babysitter while he's still married. He's still married at the time to his first wife. The babysitter became his second wife when she turned 18 3 years later. Her name is Jill Biden. I didn't know that. Is that true? What? If Biden was so confident, why did he drop out? You got to wonder if this confidence is some sort of political bravado or if there's some genuine belief that he actually had chances against Trump. And I'm leaning towards it's just some pose, because this guy, you stood no chance, bro. You look at everything. Look at all of the polls and everything surrounding it around that time. Come on, dog. You know, and definitely considering the election results, his confidence is way too misplaced. Unless there's a story we haven't uncovered. I'm just saying. Could it be that Biden's exit was part of a bigger political game? Like, what are they hiding? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, Obama even said that you shouldn't re-enter the race after you ended up endorsing Kamala Harris. And we actually have video footage of that. Kinda.
So is Kamala doing okay?
Nope. She's down, Joe. I think they found out that now we're basically, Trump is killing us at the polls. So yes, we're going to lose Joe.
Damn it. Wait. What if I come back to run again?
As candidate?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way, Joe. The only person in this world who is even more than Kamala Harris is basically you. So no, Joe,
on, man.
You're
Just
not going back yet.
Shot.
Let's let it all play out. Okay, we'll talk later, Joe.
Okay.
Women looking fine up in here.
Oh, man, I'm willing to bet a lot that that's actually how it went down. Not to mention, y'all remember just earlier this week when your boy Zuckerberg, who's trying to implement the Elon Musk strategy, which is not really working out in his favor because Elon Musk kind of did it out of his goodness of his heart. This guy he's just really trying to save face, if I'm being honest. You know, it's the Trump effect. Anyhow, this man is not a hero, okay, in my opinion. Mark Zuckerberg, that is. So he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and he talked about how the Biden White House told him to censor us, and he did. He could have said no, though, in my opinion, right? But he went along with it because it was popular then. And that's our issue with you, Biden. This is why you wouldn't have got reelected. Let's go ahead and rewatch, because we've seen this in a previous reaction, but we're going to rewatch my guy Zuckerberg sit here and confirm what we already knew. And the left called us conspiracy theorists.
They pushed us super hard to take down things that were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said, you know, anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. And I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. Like, we're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is kind of inarguably true.
Who is they? Who's telling you to take down things that
it was
that talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration, I think.
Oh. Now we actually have to get to something that's not funny whatsoever. This is actually breaking news at this very moment. It says the Biden administration just gave temporary protective status to nearly 1 million illegals, and this will make it nearly impossible for Trump to deport them for 18 months. That's 600,000 Venezuelans, 200,000 Salvadorians, 100,000 Ukrainians, and 2,000 Sudanese. Hopefully I said that right. Let's check this out.
Hey, good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Jeremy Harrell here, LFA TV. It is January 11th, 2025, and I needed to take a break from Saturday family activities in order to bring you this breaking news. Joe Biden and his administration just used a temporary protective status to shield 900,000 more illegal aliens from President Trump's deportation effort when he takes office in just a few days. This is despicable.
So this goes ahead and confirms what I just said earlier in the video, which was Joe Biden is burning everything he possibly can on his way out.
And disgusting. Among the 900,000 people that Joe Biden just made it extremely more difficult for Donald Trump to deport are 600,000 Venezuelans, 200,000 Salvadorians, 100,000 Ukrainians, and 2,000 Sudanese. These illegal aliens will now be given a protective status, a temporary protective status for 18 months.
You know what? We're going to stop this video right here because this video deserves a separate a whole nother separate thing. We got to react to this in another video for sure. But this right here furthermore proves the incompetence of the Biden administration and also furthers the narrative that you would have not won in the 2020. I mean, you would have not won the presidential election had you remained in a race because of incompetence like this. Now, obviously, this didn't happen at this moment, but it was because of your stance on illegals and you having Kamala Harris as the border czar that we couldn't trust you for re-election, my guy. This makes no sense at all. Excuse me. So I'll say this. Was the confidence of Biden and Harris in terms of beating Donald Trump just delusion? Or is there like some sort of deeper strategy that may be at play that we don't see? You know, I really want to know that. Let me know y'all comments below for sure. Because this guy right here got me over here baffled.